Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review HBO Max's new film, Unpregnant. Horrible title for a movie. Not a great title. And this is from writer-director Rachel Lee Goldenberg, and also from like 4 other people who wrote this film with her. And unfortunately, from a tonal perspective and some situational things, you can tell that there's a lot of cooks in the kitchen on this. But before I dive into that, what's this film about? Well, Haley Lou Richardson plays a young woman, Veronica, who is sitting in the bathroom at school and trying to find out what her result for her pregnancy test is when somebody comes in, startles her, and her pregnancy test goes flying, and it's her old former best friend, Bailey, played by Barbie Ferreira, who both of these 2 young actresses give fantastic, charismatic performances that really hit emotionally, and they both have some heavy moments to deal with, from whether it's dealing with trying to make the choice of if she should get an abortion, or whether it's like abandonment issues that Bailey's character deals with, and all of those emotional moments. And apparently the closest place to Missouri that you can get an abortion without parental consent is in Albuquerque, New Mexico. So, road trip. And where a film like Never, Rarely, Sometimes, Always, which is still my #1 film of 2020 so far, really takes it seriously and raw. This film makes a slapstick, silly road trip comedy out of it. And I'm not quite sure we're ready for that with a hot button issue like abortion. I just felt like it was a little tone deaf. Maybe not just a little. It was completely tone deaf of dealing with such a hard choice for a young woman, and then playing off crazy, like National Lampoon Vacation level weird subplots along the way of this road trip. Like, there's one particular one where they get they get caught up with this couple, and it turns into a car chase, and like a silly slapstick kind of car chase at moments too. And it's just like, this feels so absurd and completely out of tone with the rest of this film. And there's too many of those moments that really took away from the heart of this film. And like crazy over the top, like professes of love from her boyfriend, who has some good qualities. He really cares about her, is willing to stand by her, but also not so good qualities. Like, he follows her and stalks her, and like crazy gun pointing at pawn shops, and all of these weird, over the top, ridiculous, what would have worked in like a comedy, a road trip comedy, really don't work when you have this underlying theme of something so sensitive like abortion. And it just kind of took me out of the movie. And what this film does fantastically well is that relationship between Veronica and Bailey, trying to rekindle their friendship, because they're no longer friends at the start of this film. And it's so wonderful and so well realized, the little things that they do where you start seeing their friendship re-blossoming. And those are beautiful. And they have those moments of them dealing with, like, Veronica's life in this very conservative family, with this very conservative boyfriend, and her making this tough choice. Whether you agree with it or not, it's easy to empathize with a struggle like that and a big choice like that. And you have Bailey, who's dealing with abandonment issues, where her mom doesn't really pay attention to her. And that friendship with Veronica could be so very important at this moment. And along the way, it's like you really get these earnest moments of friendship, and that's what really works in this film. And I wish this film focused more on that, because that helps the story and the struggle that Haley Richardson's character is going on. What doesn't help is over-the-top ridiculous road trip tropes and stupid car chases, and like Giancarlo Esposito pops up in this movie as this really quirky, out-of-place character who's taking them to Albuquerque. Gus Fring. So that was honestly the first thing that I thought. I thought that was a little bit odd. And obviously not everybody's going to think about that because not everybody loves Breaking Bad. But like, stuff like that feels a little on the nose, casting-wise. But it had to be on purpose. But in general, this film really misses the mark in a lot of ways because it makes too light and stupid and absurd the story when there's a really intimate, tough, and challenging theme at the center of it. And I feel like those aspects undo a lot of things in this film. That Unpregnant could have been a much better film. But it has a lot of potential there. And if you can get past those silly moments and the ridiculous moments and really get lost in this friendship and this journey these two young women go on, then I think you can get something out of this film. But if you really want something that's going to be firing on all cylinders together to the same point, Unpregnant kind of misses the mark with that because it gets too distracted trying to do too many things. But those are my thoughts on Unpregnant. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.